Good evening. Welcome to the University of Kentucky Preview Night. We are really excited to be here tonight. I am Jonathan Blazievsky, Associate Director of Undergraduate Admissions. We are really excited to be here tonight. This is our 14th of 21 preview nights that we are doing. We do them all across the state of Kentucky, from Paducah to Pikeville, here in northern Kentucky, Louisville, and everywhere in between. We also go to out-of-state locations like Atlanta, Columbus, and Nashville, among others. The purpose of our preview night is to bring UK to you. We encourage all of you to visit campus sometime this fall, but tonight you have a great opportunity. We have all the colleges and departments here. Whatever you're interested in majoring in, whatever you would like to get involved with, they are here from campus, and they are a great resource for you as you're going through the college process. When you checked in tonight, and hopefully you've picked this up, but if not, it's our t-shirt that we're handing out tonight, the hashtag CBlue t-shirts, and we're making sure everybody includes hashtag CBlue, all one word, in any of your status updates throughout the night. We have a tag board out in the lobby, and the best post at the end of the night is going to be getting a prize. So if you have not been doing that throughout the night, you can start now, and we'll have that prize at the conclusion of the presentation. So make sure you stick around for that. Our first speaker this evening is a very special guest from Lexington. Please help me welcome the 12th president of the University of Kentucky, Dr. Eli Capilouto.
Thank you. So you and I share something, and I want us to share more. Just over 2 years ago, a recruiter called me and told me that the University of Kentucky was the place for me. I was polite and courteous in saying I was not interested. I said so without knowing much about the University of Kentucky. So why did I say no? Because I was happy, very happy where I was. I had lived in the same neighborhood for decades. My wife and I raised our daughter in the same house, a home filled with memories of family and friends who visited often and who were there for good days and bad. Not only did our house feel like a safe harbor, but so did work. It was a place through the decades where, with colleagues who became like family, I was part of something much bigger than me. And to top it off, our daughter, after going to college hundreds of miles away, had graduated and returned home. So I am sure many of you have similar sentiments tonight. Your house, your neighborhood, your high school, your friends, and your family make for a recognizable, predictable place. The thought of leaving such places can sometimes be unsettling. So I'm here tonight to share my journey and to ask you to share it with me. You see, the recruiter who called me 2 years ago kept calling. I finally agreed to take a look at some materials that she sent me. Again, I thought only as a courtesy. And this is what I learned from afar. The University of Kentucky is a remarkable place. I learned it had the highest graduation rate of all the public institutions in the state of Kentucky. But even more so, our faculty were not satisfied. They reinvented that core curriculum because they want us to be even more successful. They want you to be better prepared and more successful. I learned that we conduct more federally sponsored research than all of the universities in Kentucky combined. I learned we've had 2 Nobel laureates. I learned we produce leaders. The governor, the Speaker of the House, the President of the Senate, 4 of our representatives in Washington, 4 of the 8, the state auditor and the treasurer. Now they represent different parties, but they hold one thing in common. They all hold degrees from the University of Kentucky. I learned, too, that when the Commonwealth was in search of its next poet laureate, they knocked on the door of a faculty member at our campus. That's what I learned from afar. But when I arrived on a summer day in July, just over 2 years ago, I knew I had only scratched the surface. So in compelling ways, I understand every day that we are a student's first university, one that provides a diversity of opportunity in a broad array of academic programs. Let me give you just one example. I may give you two or three if I can't stop myself here. First, A.J. Ockhalter. He came to UK as a musician and composer. Now, he understood that you could be the best film composer, but you could be a better one if you understood the market that was going to have to embrace your creative imagination. So while at UK, he continued to play music in our College of Fine Arts while crossing not just disciplines, but colleges to pursue his marketing degree in our College of Business and Economics. He composed a compelling score for the documentary Blood Brother, which took home the top prize at the 2013 Sundance Film Festival. He's now a partner in a marketing PR firm, a startup company that is doing quite well. We have another student. This is a junior majoring in mechanical engineering. This student works with our UK SAT team. That team is going to launch a satellite into space on November 4th. She received an internship opportunity at NASA and Boeing. She ultimately selected the opportunity with Boeing and worked with a team assigned to Boeing's new composite material for aircraft. Last week, I witnessed our students on campus experience a rich cross-cultural experience with artisans, musicians, and dancers. 30 or 40 were on our campus from Inner Mongolia University. Through these exhibits, performances, and colloquia, we brought the world to the campus at the University of Kentucky. We do these things on our campus because we are one of a handful of universities in this country that can boast on a contiguous campus programs in engineering, medicine, agriculture, pharmacy, and fine arts. This array of academic programs allows you to study at the intersection of the disciplines. This is the place where the great discoveries and answers to the most perplexing questions await us. From scientists to poets to historians to doctors, musicians to engineers, and from farmers to entrepreneurs. You can walk 10 minutes in any direction at the University of Kentucky and study with, work alongside, and learn from world-class scholars across an array of majors and fields. And you will do so living and learning in the most supportive facilities you're going to find anywhere. Last month, we opened Central Halls 1 and 2, a new living learning opportunity that is home to 601 students in our honors program. That's just the first step. By the time you arrive in August, we're going to add 2,000 more beds, and 2,000 the year after that. But within those nearly 5,000 new beds stretched across several buildings, we're going to have 175 learning spaces so that we can offer you the most enriching experience you can find anywhere. Our investments extend to teaching and research as well. It's going to be a little inconvenient on campus when you get there. Excuse the cranes and construction, but it'll happen before your eyes. But we're not just investing in bricks and mortar. The differentiated experience rests and our faculty, staff, and administrators who put their heart, soul, and time into your future. Our difference is derived from what we learn from you and what we're going to learn with you. So I know how you're feeling. I remember where you sit. College is going to be the first time you're going to be away from your parents, your family, your friends. It's going to be the first time you're going to be responsible for many decisions. These decisions you're going to make on your own. It's a time for academic development and social development. A time to learn from your mistakes and to learn from your peers. I know how it makes your parents feel. As a parent with a daughter who's doing well in graduate studies and all, that feeling never, ever subsides. But I want you to know the University of Kentucky is here to help you. This is a time of transition. We're building a family around you and around your college experience that I think will be unparalleled. We have invested in personnel in our counseling center to help you navigate this transition. We have invested in our campus safety, in both our police force and the technology to keep you safe, because robust learning can best occur in the safest of environments. We are dotting our campus with innovative living learning programs that will diversify your college experience and surround you with peers that will serve as a window to the world. Our student service and academic advisors are here to help you choose and chase your desires. I can assure you, most likely, that the academic program you start on day one won't be the academic program you're in on day 812 when you're about to graduate. The first 2 years of our core curriculum will prepare you to pursue your passion and interest in whatever direction that takes you. Those third and fourth years can be fruitful because on our campus, this broad array of disciplines that you will have to choose is unlike what you can find anywhere. When we do things together, we all grow the most. You'll have to stretch, and we'll continue stretching with you. When you come to the University of Kentucky, I want you to come prepared to be our colleague, to be a member of our family. It's going to be a different experience that prepares you to make an impact. I tell people that education is the strongest determinant of prosperity in a state or country. It's the strongest determinant of health and well-being in a country. And when you leave the University of Kentucky, I do want you to be wealthy and healthy. But more importantly, I want you to be the most respected person in your community. That is the commitment we make to you and to your future. Thank you for being here tonight. Go Cats, and always, always see blue. Thank you very much.
We have several of our admission counselors here tonight. They are the ones that come to visit your high schools. They come to college fairs. They are your personal resource. So make sure you use them as that resource throughout your process of looking at different schools. Please help me welcome one of our admission counselors, a 2010 alumni of UK, Brian Kennedy.
Good evening. How are you all doing tonight? I'm truly happy to be here. Like Jonathan said, I am a recruiter and admissions counselor with the University of Kentucky. When I look back on my time at UK, I could always pick out someone from Northern Kentucky or the Cincinnati area no easier than on Sunday afternoons in the fall. One, you all would either be wearing a Bengals jersey or yell back at each other "Hoo Day" all day long. So I hope you all will continue that tradition once you all come to UK. But like Jonathan said, I'm here to walk you all through this admissions presentation. After I'm done, feel free to go to the admissions table and ask any questions you may have. But without further ado, here's our admissions presentation. So the admissions process is pretty streamlined. We really want to make it as easy for you all as possible. So first, when we're looking at applying, obviously you have to know where to apply. First, online application is really the easiest way to apply to the University of Kentucky. If you go to applyuk.com, you can apply. Through that application, you can apply for admissions, scholarships, and also our honors program. That is all on one application. You can apply through a paper application, but we encourage you, it's much easier to just go online. Also, we're part of the Common App, so if you're a student looking at several schools, you can apply easily to UK. Just say you want to apply to UK, you'll get a supplemental application, and you can apply to UK through there as well. That will also have the admissions, scholarships, and honors application there as well. New this year is you can actually check your status after you send in all your material. So once you send everything in and you want to find out if you've been accepted to UK or if we've received everything, you can actually go to this website and find that out through there. Now, I will ask you to give us a little bit of time to hear back. About a month ago, I had a student come up to me at a school. They were super excited. They're like, "Brian, I applied to University of Kentucky and I want to hear my admission status." I was like, "Sure, great. When did you apply?" They said, "Last night." We can get back to you fast, not that fast. So give us a little bit of time. Usually, actually, it's usually going to take 3 to 5 weeks depending on when you apply. But definitely use this as a tool to check that. Also, when looking at what we need from you, it's also a very easy process. First, obviously, we're going to need your application. Along with that, we're going to need your high school transcript. We had a lunch today with your counselor, so they know this process. Just tell them ahead of time you're applying to the University of Kentucky, and they will send that transcript to us. Also, we're going to need an academic letter or recommendation. So this must come from someone within your school, so a teacher, a coach, a guidance counselor, someone within your school. Parents, we know you love your children, but we're going to need something from someone within the school, not from you all. You are a little bit of a biased source. So let's make sure it comes from someone within your school. Also, we're going to need your ACT and SAT scores. These must come directly from the testing agency. I know they do come on your transcript, but we must receive those from the testing agency. And lastly, obviously, your application fee. A few dates you all want to maybe remember. January 15th is our deadline for competitive applications. I'll get more into that later. Also, February 15th is our priority deadline for admissions. Now, that's a priority deadline, so you can apply well after February 15th, but we encourage you all to apply sooner rather than later. Also, March 1st is the deadline for qualifying scores for scholarships or any other programs as well. So just like any other school, we want to get to know who you are inside the classroom. So we're going to look at test scores, the classes you're taking, your GPA, and things like that. But we know everyone doesn't exactly excel in the classroom or not good at tests. So we want to see basically what you've done outside of the classroom to judge you as well. So we're also going to obviously look at your essay, but also leadership roles within organizations at your schools. Community service is a huge one. Also, if you have a job, work experience, and also awards and recognition is very important. We encourage you all to put all this on your application, definitely for admissions and more importantly for scholarships for sure. Now a little bit about housing. As the president was talking about, this is probably one of the most exciting things going on campus now. If you come on campus, you're going to see a lot of construction, but it's exciting. We're adding a lot to campus. So first, currently we have 20 university housing options. As the president said, we're actually adding 5 new residential halls next fall. These residential halls will be basically top of the line. We actually got to visit these over the summer, and they're amazing. They have granite countertops. They come with a refrigerator and microwave already. They even have Tempur-Pedic mattresses, so you are going to be living much better than I am. Also, really cool thing, in the laundry room, the washers and dryers are actually connected to an app. So if you have a smartphone, download the app, and the app will tell you when a washer is free, when a dryer is free, and also when your clothes are done. So it's absolutely amazing. I always tell students it's much better than I had. I do my clothes are done when I walk by the laundry room and they're laying on the floor. So you are going to have it much better than I did. Along with, here's an idea of what they'll look like. Once again, if you ever come on campus, definitely take a tour and see what they look like. Also, along with those, we also have 19 living learning programs and residential colleges. So what are those? Those are basically residential halls where students are in the same programs or same majors all live together. It really makes studying and get to know other students in your program much easier. Also, we're trying to up our safety. Safety has always been great at UK, but we really want to make campus even safer, so we're doing that by adding cameras and really upping our ID access not only to your residential halls, but also to buildings after hours on campus. If you don't know quite where you want to live at or what our residential halls look like, maybe you haven't been able to make it to campus, I encourage you all to take a look at these websites. The first one is for our residential halls, and the second one is for our living learning communities. Definitely take a look at those and see which one is best for you. Also, we encourage you all to apply for housing before May 1st. Now, that is a priority deadline, so you can apply after that, but we encourage you to apply sooner rather than later. Housing is on a first-come, first-served basis, so the earlier you apply, the more likely you are to get one of your top residential hall choices. Now, a little bit about affordability. Usually when I start talking about money or how much it costs to go to UK, that's when the parents, your ears usually perk up a little bit. You all start taking notes, so definitely going to for sure get into this. The tuition is going to be $99.66 for in-state students, and out-of-state you're looking at around $21,000 for tuition. For in-state total, you're looking at around tuition, room and board is going to be $7,300. Like I said, tuition is going to be around $9,000. So to get that paid for, there are several ways to get tuition, room and board paid for. First is through automatic scholarships. These you can receive automatically based on your tuition or on your ACT scores or your GPA. Also, along with that, we have competitive scholarships. Now, these you do have to apply for. They start at a 31 and a 3.5 on the GPA, 31 on the ACT, 1360 on the SAT. Now, with those, we do ask that you apply by January 15th. That is one of our few hard deadlines, so you must apply by January 15th to receive one of our competitive scholarships. Once again, that is a 31 on the ACT, 1360 on the SAT, and also a 3.5 GPA. Also, at the University of Kentucky, we have several other different types of scholarships. We have the William C. Parker Scholarship. Now, this is our scholarship that's been always used to promote diversity within different segments of society. That is one you can apply for through our admissions application. Also, there's departmental scholarships. Now, these scholarships are going to be based out of the colleges. If you all go and talk to the colleges before or after the presentation, I'm sure they will tell you all of any possible scholarship applications they have, deadlines as well. I encourage you all to check those out. Also, there's external scholarships you all can get. There's scholarships everywhere. I encourage you all to apply for as many as possible. At UK, you can stack scholarships. I always say you can never, ever have enough free money. So I encourage you all, if you're looking to get school paid for, apply for as many as you can. Also, if y'all look in your view book in the back near when it talks about tuition, room, board, and scholarships, you will see we actually have a scholarship search tool. With that tool, you can put in where you're from, what you want to major in, and also your ACT and your GPA, and it's basically going to put together a list of scholarships you can apply for. I encourage you all to apply for, once again, as many of those as you can. Along with scholarships, obviously, we have also different scholarships associated with the ACT or college as well. Once again, that is all I have for you all tonight. Thank you so much for coming out. Feel free to ask us any questions afterwards. Thank you.
One of the things, as Brian was talking to you guys about stopping by the admission table, I just want to point out that if you are a Kentucky student, Shelly Sizemore, who is in the back, she is your admission counselor. And then if you are in Ohio, Jenna Damastis is your admission counselor. So they'll both be at the admission table. And if you guys have any questions, please stop by and meet them afterwards. Brian told you a little bit about how to become a Wildcat. So now we want you to see what it is like to be a Wildcat.
When you step onto a campus for the first time and it already feels like home, your decision gets pretty easy pretty quickly.
I saw every kid, every student was smiling and was so excited to be on campus.
Everybody here is so friendly.
There was a warmth at UK that there wasn't anywhere else.
It was just like, oh my gosh, I have to be a Wildcat.
I just want to be here.
I fell in love with the campus that day. I applied as soon as I got the opportunity.
It's just one application and you apply for all your scholarships.
That scholarship means everything.
I already knew that I loved UK, but I wouldn't have been able to come here were it not for the scholarship.
There's not a day that I don't want to be on campus.
There's a lot of flowers and pretty spots and pretty benches.
I love the city of Lexington.
You go downtown and you can walk around.
It has the different local restaurants, all the shopping places.
Then you drive 10 minutes and there's horse farms.
Lexington is the horse capital of the world.
Green grass and the horses and
you have the horse farms and the kingdom races, but you're still in a university and you still have amazing opportunities to learn and grow.
Undergraduate research is really big here. I was really surprised to see how many students are getting involved right off the bat.
All of a sudden, I'm working in the lab of a world-renowned professor.
Research opportunities here at UK are incredible.
My honors class was probably one of the best classes I've ever taken.
Learning about stuff that's not in your major, but you still find very interesting.
My honors class has 17 kids in it. He knew all of our names by the second class.
The professors, everybody, they're willing to help you.
He just had a way of making the class fun and making you want to learn.
my advisor is awesome.
They're emailing you internship opportunities.
The internships are there, and UK will definitely help you get them.
I'll be interning at Three Chimneys Farm, which is one of the best farms in the country.
I'm ready to go out into the real world, and I'm prepared to meet new people and try new things.
I think they make the education kind of about you.
Here I just have the motivation to learn.
It's very exciting to be down here freshman year and to look around the campus and to see cranes.
We're going to have the most modern living learning space you can find anywhere in the country.
Being in a living and learning program, you get to meet twice as many more people than you would on a normal basis.
Gives you the opportunity to be in a small little class with people who live in your building.
Learn more about different cultures and to just hang out with people from all around the world.
You definitely want to go and check out the Education Abroad office. They've got a big library with all sorts of opportunities.
The chance to teach in a different country will help me be more diverse and be able to connect with different sorts of students.
I went to England for a semester, and that was amazing.
The amount of things that are possible on this campus is just amazing.
K-Week is the best way to get involved from the beginning.
K-Week was just a great overall icebreaker to the whole college experience.
My favorite part of K-Week, probably the water balloon fight.
If you pay for a meal during K-Week, you've done something wrong.
You get to know all the university organizations.
I've connected so much with a lot of people.
It creates a second home, this home away from home.
Dance Blue is an organization that benefits UK Children's Hospital. You have a 24-hour dance marathon. It's a really great opportunity to help.
We're on our feet the whole time, but it's for the kids.
It's such a complete experience.
I really enjoyed Greek life, just kind of the bond you get with those people.
The academic side of it, I have older people in the fraternity that help me out with class.
My favorite place on campus is definitely Willie T. Library. Just walking in there makes you feel 10 times smarter.
It's big, quiet, comfortable.
Resources are just unbelievable there.
I love Ovid's.
I eat there almost every day.
I am a sucker for Commons, not only because it's 5 feet from my dorm, but can't get better than a buffet.
The Johnson Center is great. It's probably the best gym I've ever seen in my life. There's so much to do. You can never get bored in one area. They have a rock wall.
Just the environment as a whole, the school spirit, the sports, it's all here.
There was definitely a spirit that UK had that no other school has. It was the spirit of unity.
I love refereeing. I love basketball.
I got shivers just in the stands.
We boast excellence in a lot of other sports that are up and rising.
We all have one common goal, and that's to support the Wildcats.
If you want to go someplace where you can be a part of something bigger than yourself, this is definitely a good choice.
Yeah, everything I see is blue.
Sea 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 blue.
Azul.
Sea blue.
Sea blue.
Being a Wildcat is just the whole experience. You don't just see blue on the weekends or during football season, but all the time.
But you have the athletics, you have the academics, you have the social life. It all comes together in a really good blend.
UK is making me into a more well-rounded person.
I don't want to go home.
I've made such good friends that I think will last a lifetime.
Just imagine what they're going to do years down the road. We're going to make a mark.
It's a really wonderful, wonderful feeling to be a Wildcat.
I've fallen in love with UK, honestly.
We are very proud of our students at UK and are excited for you to hear from one tonight. Courtney Giaconetti is a 2012 graduate of Grant County High School. She is a presidential scholar, a College of Arts and Sciences ambassador, and a political science major on a pre-law track. Please help me welcome Courtney Giaconetti.
Hello. Okay, so as you said, I went to Grant County. I'm from Northern Kentucky, just like most of you guys, maybe Southern Ohio. Basically, I'm here tonight to tell you a student's perspective on UK. And I cannot tell you how happy that video just made me. One, because I realized that I knew lots of people in it, and it made me feel really cool. And then two, because it was like a recap of my whole freshman year. Like, if I were to tell you that any of those people were lying, I would be lying. Every single one of those people who told you all those great things that we do, we do. Dance Blue, I was involved in that. Seriously, one of the greatest experiences of my whole entire life. Greek life, I'm now involved in that. I'm new to it, but I love it. All of those kids, all of the things they're doing, the classes, you get integrated into everything. Things you would never imagine you get to do. And you get opportunities, you get to meet people. And most of all, the most important thing is that you are going to meet people who care about you. You're going to meet people who want you to succeed, and you are going to meet people who push you to meet those goals that you've made for yourself. Now, I was one of those kids who planned my life when I was like 7. So I don't expect you to be like me, but UK was probably the last piece of my life that I put together. I was like, oh, I'd love to be an attorney, and it kind of worked out. So I'm a political science and English major, I'm a sophomore right now, and I'm on a pre-law track. And I can honestly tell you that when I went to UK, I was like, wow, it's so big. And I love Lexington, and I'm a Keeneland goer. I don't know how many of you guys love to do that, but I do. And so I went to Lexington. I went on a tour. Do that. Definitely go on a tour. Get to meet new people, get to see all these great housing opportunities that you're going to have, because I definitely didn't have anything like that. And go see people, go meet people, go shadow a class. Like, if you're really interested, if you're like, wow, I'm really involved in academics, I'm afraid these classes are going to be too big, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to do this, shadow a class. Contact somebody in the visitor center. Contact admissions. Go ask them tonight. I'm telling you, Mr. Witt right here in the front row is probably the biggest resource I could have had coming to UK. I came to this preview night and I sat in those seats. And I was terrified. It was like, oh my gosh, this is way too much. I can't make these decisions right now. Like $9,000, what do you mean? Like, I can't pay that. And so Mr. Witt was like, if you want to come meet with me, if you want to talk to me, come on up here. I kept in contact with Mr. Witt. He helped me through the admissions process. He got me set up with a pre-law advisor. He let me go get with somebody and shadow a class. And honestly, it was the best experience I've ever had. I will never forget the day that I walked into that PS 367 graduate class. And I was like, wow, this is nothing like I expected. And I was like, I was looking into political science already. And I was like, this is seriously like so far beyond the expectations I could have even imagined. So my advice to you is to get out there, to not be afraid to sign up for thousands of things to get you prepared for college, because that's how you're going to find out if you really want to be there. Get on campus, fall in love with it like I did, and get involved. I cannot stress that enough. Like, if I had a soapbox, that would be it. Get involved. I am in lots of organizations. I'm always doing something, and I love it. As Blaze said, I'm a political science major, but I'm also an English major. And I'm also an Arts and Sciences ambassador, so you'll see me over there at the end of this. I'm the vice president of Mock Trial. I am the Law Day chair for Phi Alpha Delta, and I've actually put together Law Day for UK tomorrow, so that's a big event I'm excited about. I did a Dance Blue. I'm involved in Greek life. Literally, every single person sitting here has an organization they will fit into. Whether that's a living learning program, which I did also, was Wired, which is the ANS one, where you get a free iPad, which is really cool, because UK is super technologically advanced. And you get to meet so many new people. You get to live in those gorgeous dorms, which I'm seriously like, I'm not going to get over that. And you get to meet every single person in those dorms. Like, when I tell you that UK is a big campus, yes it is, but getting involved is going to make that campus seem so small. There's not a time when I walk to class and I don't see at least 5 people I know, 10 people I know, more than that. Talk to people, love it, and live through it. Like, if you have any questions for me at all, please come see me after this, because some of you look terrified right now. Seriously. And I don't want you to be, because this is fun. Like, how many of you are seniors? Okay. So you guys have been looking into colleges. You've been doing the application process. You have people to help you through it. Those kids who are younger, start documenting your community service. Start documenting your programs, your leadership positions, GSP, GSA, any of that. Put it down on paper. Get ready for those applications, because I promise it's not going to be as overwhelming as it sounds. Promise. How many of you are terrified? Yes. Okay. All right. Don't be. I'm serious. And if you're terrified, come talk to me, because I want to tell you that I was terrified. Like, absolutely terrified. I was like, I've had my life planned out since I was 7, and it's not going to work out. It's not going to work out. But it did. And it's great, and I'm only a sophomore, and I have the opportunity to come speak with you. I have the opportunity to be part of these great organizations, and I'm promising you there are opportunities for you. Okay? Please nod your head if you think that there are opportunities for you. I want to see that you're awake and you're following me. Yes? Okay. And I'm going to be around the arts and sciences table over here, maybe in the front. So please come talk to me. Ask me about organizations. I'll point you to the right direction. I can give you email addresses. I can give you contacts. Get involved, interact, and meet new people. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Courtney. And as she mentioned, I think one of the most important things, make sure you guys visit campus. We really encourage you guys to do that after that. That's a good next step after this, to come visit campus sometime. And you have that information in your view book that you picked up when you checked in tonight. Our final speaker tonight wears 3 different hats on campus. He is the Associate Provost for Enrollment Management. He is the Director of Undergraduate Admission, which means he signs your acceptance letter. And he is the University Registrar, which means he will sign your diploma. It's really unique to have one person on campus that has all of those responsibilities. And it's really cool to think about that as you are going through this process, he will sign your acceptance letter, see you through your time on campus, and then sign your diploma when you graduate as a Wildcat. Please help me welcome Mr. Don Witt.
Jonathan, thank you very much. Good evening. Now, you guys, were you paying close attention to Jonathan? I wear 3 fairly important hats. I'm the Associate Provost, the Director of Undergraduate Admissions, and I'm that mean old registrar on campus, the keeper of grades, and I send probation information, all of that stuff, and I certify degrees for graduation. Good evening. Much, much better. No, it is a pleasure to be here, just to add my words of welcome to those that you've already heard. And as your final speaker, I want to be quick and to the point with some of the things that are happening on campus and why more top students from around the Commonwealth of Kentucky, around the United States, and literally around the globe chose the University of Kentucky for their education this fall. For fall 2013, that's the semester we're in right now, I'm really happy to say that it was UK's most well-prepared class in history. What does that mean? And why is that important to everyone here this evening? Well, specifically, I'm really happy to say that at the University of Kentucky for this fall, if you look just at our freshman class, we set a record. It was the largest freshman class in UK's history at just over 4,700 students, and we're very proud of that. Inherent in that number of 4,700, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that it was also UK's most diverse freshman class in history. We set a record in regard to the number of African American students, Hispanic and Latino students, and first-generation scholar students coming to the University of Kentucky. If you look at freshmen, and you look at then all of our undergraduate students, the graduate school, and then our professional colleges like law, medicine, dentistry, pharmacy, and so on, if you look at the totality of enrollment, that too was a record at just under 30,000 students. We're very proud of that. Now you might be thinking, wow, 30,000 students, that seems pretty large. But in our opinion, 30,000 is the perfect size for you. Specifically, it's large enough for a research university that you can have all these incredible opportunities that you've heard tonight from our student, from Brian, and also from all of our different academic colleges and support units. It gives you all those opportunities. It affords you incredible experiences that you can tailor your own academic UK experience. At the same time, It's small enough that you can create your own community within the larger community. Or as Courtney explained, multiple communities within the larger setting. And we're very excited about that. Also, a few other things I will share with you. We set a record in regard to the number of top students coming to UK. In regard to the number of students with a 31 to a 36 ACT, that was a record with the number of students that enrolled with a 28 or higher. We had 25% of our freshman class brought in a 4.0 or higher high school cumulative GPA. So more top students are choosing UK than ever before. Now, the President already mentioned this, but I think it's important just to kind of recap this. It's very important because this provides you a lot of incredible opportunities. We're one of just 7 institutions in America with this unique combination of agriculture, engineering, law, medicine, and pharmacy on a single contiguous campus. And what that means for you is great opportunity. While maybe you're not going into one of those areas now, I know that the average student will change her or his major maybe multiple times. Or even if you don't change your major, maybe you'll take a class in one of these areas or participate in undergraduate research in one of these areas. So having this combination on one very accessible campus provides you great opportunities. Now, some other reasons why more top scholars from around the country chose UK. I've listed a few here. All of these are outlined in your Sea Blue View book that we gave you at check-in. I can't go over all these in great detail, but let me highlight quickly. We have a wonderful growing honors program. And the hint that I will give all of our students this evening is when you're applying for admissions and honors and scholarships, make sure that you take time on your essays. Very, very important. It's a very competitive process, and I want to make sure that you really spend time on those essays. Education abroad. We have one of the fastest growing education abroad programs anywhere. And let me see by a show of hands quickly here this evening, how many students would love to travel abroad during their education? Very good. But you know what I want to see? I want to see every single student raise their hand, because often students think, wow, I've never really had that opportunity to travel a great distance. We want to make sure that every student is afforded that opportunity if they would like to incorporate that into their academic career. The next thing listed is undergraduate research, and this is something that really separates UK from the competition. At most schools around the country, you cannot start undergraduate research until your junior year in college. But guess what? At the University of Kentucky, you can start undergraduate research your first semester as a freshman. Now, the reason that's so important, the reason we started early, let's say that you're a biology major, maybe pre-med, you have a wonderful lab experience that first semester. That's wonderful. But you know what's just as important? Let's say that you find out during that first semester that maybe this biology research experience, maybe it's not exactly what you want. Isn't it important to find that out a little bit sooner in the process instead of later? And that means then you can take another research experience. So that's why we afford students undergraduate research early in the process. Another hint I will give you, we're very excited that the University of Kentucky will be hosting in 2014, the year that seniors will be enrolling on campus, the National Conference for Undergraduate Research. And literally thousands of top scholars will be coming to campus, and if you're a student at UK, you too can participate with the National Conference for Undergraduate Research, an incredible opportunity. I threw in athletic programs here too. I thought that was fun. And that's something, too, we don't talk a lot about. This is an exciting time, but it's also a fun time. And you want to be a part of a college or a university where you have strong traditions and sense of pride. And yes, it's important to go out and cheer on those Cats and go to basketball games. And I have to say, hopefully, are we having a building year for our football program? Yes? Are we having a building year for our football program? Yes. Very good. And whether it be football or basketball or swimming or golf or tennis, we're there to support all of our student athletes. They're students first, and it's there to be for all of our students. Also, the Lexington community, I know that most of you are familiar with Lexington, but we have a wonderful town-gown relationship between the campus and the city of Lexington. It always fills me with great pride when I drive down Limestone or walk down Limestone. That's one of the streets that cuts through campus. And we have our Sea Blue banners that start on campus and head all the way down from Limestone on campus all the way down to downtown Lexington. I think that's very symbolic of our town-gown partnership. And then the last thing listed here is student success. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. Yes, it's important that you matriculate or enroll at UK, but you know what's more important is that you have a great freshman year and you succeed and go on to sophomore year, and sophomore year to junior year, and junior year to senior year, leading to what? graduation. That's what's important. So we put together additional resources, early alert signals, more advising, more tutoring support, resources to make sure that we're monitoring your success all along the way. Now, changing information a little bit here, I just want to share something else with you that's pretty exciting. Maybe you've heard of the term of a MOOC. That's spelled M-O-O-C-S. That stands for Massive Online Open Courses, or just a fancy way of saying an online course. And of course, MIT and Stanford were two of the first universities in the country to offer these massive online courses. And I'm really pleased to say that UK has partnered with Coursera. And this is particularly important to our seniors in the audience because this will be something that will be starting in spring of 2014. So seniors, you can take advantage of this. Specifically, what it is, it's open admission, free tuition. How often can you get something free? Free tuition. The courses will be in chemistry and also psychology. They're being prepared right now by our top instructors on campus, so you'll have incredible instruction. And again, I said that these start in spring of 2014. And when I talk to students and parents and high school counselors about who this is really for, you know, it's for those students that love chemistry and love psychology. Maybe you've taken IB or AP courses, and maybe you want to major in chemistry or psychology, and you want to brush up on those skill sets to form a stronger foundation. Now, it's not for credit or grades, but this is a great way for you to solidify that foundation from your high school to the University of Kentucky. But you know, it's also for those students that maybe are a little shaky in psychology or chemistry, thinking, oh, maybe I want to do pre-med or one of the science majors, but that's maybe not been the biggest strength or the greatest strength in high school. How can I get better preparation? This is one way to do that. And tonight, in every one of your Sea Blue backpacks, we gave you a Coursera card with a website. I encourage everyone to check that out. Now, moving on. What is UK's slogan? What do we see? You guys, I think that sounded more like we see gray. Come on. What do we see on campus? Blue. Very good. And I thought it'd be fun to share with you just some of the strong words that come to mind behind the Sea Blue campaign. Visionary, progressive, future, transparent, leader, clarity, and focus. And then when you look at blue, tradition, heritage, the city, or the bluegrass region, spirit, pride, ambition, and optimism. And you've already heard from Brian and Courtney and Jonathan and President Capilouto about all the exciting things happening on campus. And I'm really proud to say that I'm a graduate of UK many, many years ago. And so it's just an honor for me to be here and also to share some of the exciting things happening. And never before has there been so much excitement on campus than today. And really, President Capilouto and all the people here that represent the university are behind this excitement. And when you walk across campus, there really is almost this tangible sea blue feeling. There's this excitement. So the last thing I want to leave you with is something that's very short, it's very simple, and sometimes I think the strongest messages are those that are very short and say very little verbally, but end up saying a lot in the end.
Blue. It's where dreams live, where visions of tomorrow thrive. And for those who dare to live in this space, those who believe they are destined to do something, to make something, to solve something, there's nothing in your way, if you can see it.